Dr. Frederick Smith. I'm the founder of Zero Balancing, and just a moment to tell you where Zero Balancing came from. Actually, it represents the blending of Eastern thinking and Western thinking. The Eastern thinking of meditation, of energy, of balance, of harmony, of Eastern healing ideas with the idea of Western medicine, of physiology, and it's the blending of these two worlds, the blending, the integration of these two worlds, which has ended up into Zero Balancing. I was trained as an osteopath, so I have a good background in medicine and anatomy. I was trained as an acupuncturist and I have a good background in acupuncture. It's when I began to put these two together, or have these both in my practice, that I realized that there was a relationship between the two. And the fundamental idea is that energy moves through the body. It's like a sailboat and the wind, and the sailboat and the wind. Somewhere the wind meets the sail in a sailboat. Somewhere in your body, the energy movement, the wind of the energy meets your structure. And the question is, how well tacked are you into your energy movement? And so the fundamental underpinnings of ZB is to understand the relationship of where energy meets structure. So what is Zero Balancing? Zero Balancing is a body handling system where we look at the body in terms of energy and structure. We look at the body in terms of the particle and the wave, and our focus is to balance these two aspects of the person. These are the underpinnings of who we are, and as if we can balance the underpinnings of a person, bring them more into harmony, everything begins to get better and function better above that. In ZB, our main focus is on bone and on the skeletal system, and we have chosen the bone as being our focus because it is the deepest tissue in the body, it's the strongest tissue in the body, and it's a piezoelectric tissue and one which conducts energy and vibration. Also, if you look at a more esoteric model or a broader model, bone holds certain types of information. In the Chinese system, they talk about bone holding ancestral information, ancestral energy. We know it holds internal childhood development, internal ideas and thoughts, internal meaning early thoughts. And so as we balance the energy in bone, we are really looking at the underpinnings of the person, not only physically in terms of the bone, but underpinnings of them in their deepest psychological nature, ancestral teaching, and early childhood development. When I went to medical school, they taught the mind was in the brain, and we know now, or we believe now, that really the mind is throughout the body, and that there is tissue-held memory, and there is tissue-held vibration. And in Zero Balancing, we focus particularly on held vibration in bone, which is areas which also hold in intellectual and personal information and background and content. So as we release this bone-held energy, we are freeing the person from their past history. It's almost like creating a meditative state through touch. In learning energy and learning Zero Balancing, one learns how to use energy as a working tool, how you actually can use energy by building fields of energy, being fields of tension through touch, and how you can use these fields as a vehicle or a lever to release other parts of less well-held vibration in the body. So in Zero Balancing, the energy is both a theoretical aspect and it's also very practical because we learn how to touch it, feel it, and work with it directly. I think the information that we teach is valuable to any person in the healthcare world. If you're in the body handling systems, you learn to use energy as a working tool. You learn how to palpate energy, feel energy, use it as a working tool. If you come from the energy world, Then in ZP you learn about structure. You learn about body structure, about the skeleton, about the energetic anatomy of the body, and you learn the Western medicine piece. If you know Eastern thinking, if you know Western thinking, you also have to know how to put them together. In Zero Balancing, we show you how to take these ideas and integrate them into one working system. Zero Balancing, we teach a protocol, which takes 30 minutes maybe, 45 minutes, 45 minutes for a session, done through clothing. It's done basically the person lying on the table on their back. And what we do, we look for areas of the body, primarily in bone, which is holding excess vibration, or vibration which is not flowing freely, and release that, release the excess back into the background energy fields of the person, and clear their skeleton, clear their bone, clear their internal world of places that they may be obstructed in motion. And as this improves, they become healthier and happier. It's a system which is designed to take a person closer to their basic nature. It's not a system aimed at treating symptoms. It's more looking at treating the whole person beneath the level of symptoms to bring a state of balance in their body. And as that balance occurs, as I mentioned before, everything above it seems to improve and get better. People that get ZBs over a period of time, their whole life seems to go easier. Stress is less. ZB is a great system for reducing stress in the body. And as we release held energies in bone, not only does stress seem less important at the moment, but we're able to be in stressful environments without becoming reactive and stressful. So it has a very, very strong preventative medicine, preventative aspect, and promotes a person to well-being and towards greater health.